Hey guys, so we made a clean and explicit version of this podcast. This is the clean version. We are going to make the explicit version available on Patreon to all of our supporters. We think that the explicit version is way funnier than the clean version. However, on other podcasting services, we need to make sure that we are appropriate for all ages. So on our Patreon, we have available the explicit version for those who want to view it. We think the explicit version is way funnier than the clean version. However, a lot of people viewing on the free apps are going to be kids, and a lot of people who are paying for it are going to be adults. So we figured that was the best way to divvy it up. If you would like to view the explicit version, it is available on our Patreon at patreon.com/we're-not-film-majors. If you choose to donate, you will have access to all the episodes a couple days early, in addition to the explicit
versions of our podcasts.
In addition to the explicit versions of our podcast, whenever they're appropriate.
What? I just said that. Why did you go over me?
Thank you. We hope you have a great time viewing our podcast.
You suck.
Thank you. We hope you have a great time listening to our podcast.
Yes! Die Hard time! Oh my goodness, the best Christmas film to ever exist that people still debate whether it's a Christmas film, and I will fight you about it.
Not only is it a Christmas movie, it is the
best Christmas movie
all
time. Oh my god, okay.
So wait, here's the context. You've seen it a couple times.
I've seen it so many times.
I saw it last night for the first time.
I envy you.
This was right after Happy Gilmore. And if you watched last week's episode, you know how I feel about Happy Gilmore.
I still love Happy Gilmore.
Jesus Christ. No, Die Hard time.
Okay, so Die Hard. Where do we even begin with this? Like
the beginning of the movie.
Well, okay, shut up.
So we're just gonna jump right in. Wow, we don't have any. Oh wait, I guess we
do have some banter.
No, what are some follow? Well, I was gonna say, we don't have any follow up from previous episodes, but I'm like, oh wait a minute, we recorded the previous episode.
Also, you're cracking your knuckles, and I don't stop that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it?
Yes, it bothers me so much. Stop that. Oh God,
I'm done now. You're like my parents.
No,
listen, it's more of an issue for me because I gotta either edit around it or something.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't like cracking bones.
I do that all the time around
I hate that noise.
I do that all the time.
Well, just that in particular, with you cracking it on the plastic, it amplifies the noise. I don't like that.
All right,
stop that.
All right, String Vein.
Shut up. But
this is how our friendship devolves into just insults.
Yeah. Isn't that a typical, Thursday night?
That is a typical male friendship.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, so I love this movie.
I already expressed my absolute love for this before.
My only question is, why did he leave the giant bear in the limo?
Well, because he wanted to give it to his kids, and he was going to an office party.
Was he going back to the limo?
Yeah.
But... okay.
But he was a cop, so he stayed behind to help.
No. I
figured all the rules in the process.
And spend $40 million in damage.
Okay, so yes, he was going to give that bear to his kids, but he was going to that office party to see his ex.
No, his wife.
They're
in the middle of a divorce.
Okay, yeah.
They were talking about it. They haven't signed the papers.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this movie starts. The dude John McClane gets into a limo. He completely freaks a dude out on an airplane.
Yes, well, because he's carrying a gun.
He's a cop. He has carry.
Yeah,
he freaks a dude out.
He's like, "Don't worry, I'm a cop," and that solves everything.
And he looks at him like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, he scares a dude without even talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Then he goes down. He stares at a woman's ass for a little bit. That's a little creepy.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Then she jumps into her boyfriend's arms, which is a little more creepy.
No, that's like some straight out of the Notebook crap right there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it didn't click that they were in an airport and she was happy to see him.
Yeah. What?
That didn't click with me.
Seriously?
No, I don't know.
Out of this entire movie, that's the one thing that doesn't click.
No, when I came home for the first time from college, my girlfriend did that to me.
And she jumped into your arms?
Yeah, it's same sort of style.
Cute.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, I don't know. It just didn't click for me.
God, I want that to happen. But okay.
So I am happy and he is lonely.
Yeah, that's a running theme. But okay.
I'll cut this part.
No, don't cut it.
So first off...
Get your eyes off her, bucko.
Yeah.
Was that said by McClane?
No, that was what I said to McClane about staring at the girl's ass.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a total McClane thing to say. But okay. How old is Argyle? Argyle's probably like 20-something.
I have a lot to say about Argyle.
Are you pissed at Argyle?
No, I just have a lot to say.
Okay, well then say it. First, you threw your pen down like you were about to like go off on this man, and
First off, okay, if I may.
Do it.
How old is Argyle? Because he says he used to drive cabs, but this man is clearly like 25.
Well, okay, yes, but he probably drove cabs before that.
When he's like 17? No.
He's probably like 18.
No, I don't accept that.
I do.
This man is 25 at the most.
Maybe 27.
Shut up, Argyle. You are talking to a man about his divorce when you know that they are divorced, and you are not being sensitive about it, whatever. Shut up.
But I love Argyle.
Third thing.
Also, you're spiking the audio, like, insanely. Stop that.
It goes away in
Okay, whatever.
Third thing. Argyle. Shut up.
I love Argyle. I love Argyle so much. He's like the comic relief of, well, he's sort of the comic relief of this entire thing.
This man.
And also, he just decides to chill out in the limo in the parking garage for the entire movie.
6 hours.
Hey, man. Shit.
You didn't get a call in 6 hours? You didn't just give up on him?
Hell yeah.
No.
Well, also, they locked him in.
Oh, okay.
They locked the shutters, so he's like, well, I've got nothing else better to do than just to sit here and jam out in this limo.
If you're stuck, you're stuck.
If you know, you know. But okay. You literally have like 20 gazillion notes on Argyle. So
that's most of the notes I have.
Oh my god. Okay, alright.
So he goes to Homegirl's work.
Yep.
Some Genera. What's her name?
Hang on. That is a Die Hard cast.
I have a computer. Why are you looking this up on your phone?
Shh. Shut your mouth.
You have a computer.
I know I do. Holly.
Holly Genera.
Holly Genera.
She changed her name.
She changed her last... It's a savage move, but she changed her last name to her maiden name, like, through this divorce or whatever.
That's how you know it's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's when you know. If you know, you know.
There's this dude with a beard who's snorting coke.
Oh, that's, Harry Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the stereotypical 80s businessman. He's like me if I was a douche.
We're gonna get back to this, but let me just say... He deserves everything that happens.
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, yeah.
I wrote down specifically, I hate the bearded man, because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that's Harry Ellis. Yeah.
And they clearly still like each other. It's clearly the situation that's breaking them apart, and not anything that they're them in particular.
Yeah.
Like, I feel for them.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. The black hacker man.
Yes, the enemy, like the whole group that's gonna like attempt to steal from this vault. They have a guy similar to Argyle, like
he's the
Argyle of the enemy team.
Yeah, they even go head to head.
They do, in which Argyle totally wins because of course he does. He's great,
but he just has these quips that are so dumb, and I love them.
Yeah, I know, but he's a hacker. So in the 80s, wait, when was this movie? Yeah, 88. No, he's the total like clicks a few times on a keyboard. It's just. I'm in. And, like, that's gotta be what it is.
That's the 80s in a nutshell.
That's the 80s hacker in a nutshell.
Before we get into it, I will be spoiling Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and the next 2 Deathly Hallows movies.
Why do they have to make it 2?
As a person who's read the books, I think they should have split more of the Harry Potter movies into 2 movies.
Really?
I think the first 2... And, like, maybe the third one.
And the 4th.
No.
The 4th should have been split?
That is the longest book.
No! 5th was the longest.
They left so much out of the 4th book.
Well, okay, they left a lot out, but I'm saying, like, lengthwise, I thought the 5th one was the biggest. Hang on. Biggest Harry Potter book.
I know that in the 4th one, J.K. Rowling accidentally wrote in a plot hole involving a Weasley female.
Of course.
Because apparently Ginny and it's supposed to be the first like Weasley daughter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Order of the Phoenix is the biggest book. It has 766 pages.
Oh no. What I was thinking of. There's such a dramatic increase from the 3rd to the 4th book. There's twice. There was more than twice as much.
Yeah. Okay.
But the reason that this one's so thick is because
with 2 C's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because J.K. Rowling wrote in a plot hole involving one of the Weasley aunts, and because there can't be any Weasley aunts because Ginny was the first one in a while. she had to replace that character with Rita Skeeter, and that's why that character is so long, because she had to write around.
Wait, Rita, like that, the evil, like
she was going to be different.
Oh,
I'm presuming better, but they had to write around her.
Okay,
that's why the book is so thick. Also, the 6th and 7th books are the same amount of pages. That's funny.
Okay.
I think they should have split the 4th book into 2 parts.
Okay.
5th book is fine. 6th book into 2 parts. They leave so much out of the 4th and 6th book. They come back later in Deathly Hallows. They just don't explain.
Okay.
Okay, spoilers for the rest of Harry Potter.
I watched the Deathly Hallows on Thanksgiving while I was sick. Me and my, because I was sick with pneumonia or something, and I couldn't do anything. So my mom took me to the movies, and then we came back and had Thanksgiving dinner of macaroni and cheese and croissant. It was great.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Oof, I don't feel for you. That really sucks though.
So,
do you ever just eat pizza to flex on Grant?
So there's a lot they leave out of the 4th book. Hermione goes and forms Spew, which is the elf rights, the elf labor force.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. They don't explain where Harry gets the mirror. So Sirius gives him a mirror in book 4, and he forgets about it. And then later in book 7, he looks at it and he sees
his parents.
No, Aberforth Dumbledore through it, and he's like, and they never explain where the mirror comes from in the movies.
What's the mirror?
It's a 2-way mirror. So Sirius had a mirror and Harry had a mirror, and they can look at each other.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
like FaceTime.
Yeah,
or FaceTime.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's never explained. The Half-Blood Prince is way much more of an important thing in the books.
What is the Half-Blood Prince exactly?
So Snape was the Half-Blood Prince.
Why?
Because the author of the book that Harry gets in the very beginning, is some person, but it has annotations by the Half-Blood Prince, and it just signs it as the Half-Blood Prince.
Is that just his moniker, or
that's just what he calls himself?
Okay.
And it tells him how to deadly spells and how to fix some potions that are wrong. And Harry's this entire time has been using the things from that book to solve some mysteries. And he cuts up Draco Malfoy at some point.
What?
Yeah, he uses Sectum Sempra on him, and that just annihilates him.
What?
Yeah,
Harry
Snape comes and heals him.
But,
but it's
we should have left him.
It's rough. But anyway, they dramatically underplay that in the movie.
Oh snap!
Also, we need to do Harry Potter on this podcast.
We do, and this is not the time to go ahead and do that.
No, but one more last thing. I was looking at the other day one of the podcasts that I watched called Mostly Nitpicking.
Yeah,
it's a film podcast by people who know what they're talking about. Well, I think they do. I'm not really sure of their qualifications.
Whatever. Is anyone really qualified?
Who really cares?
Yeah.
They had a thing where it's what potential names could they give to this 8th Harry Potter movie if it was his own book, and the one that what you've seen all of them.
Yeah,
I've seen. What would you call the 8th Harry Potter book? Or if the 8th Harry Potter movie was its
a
own
book,
what would you call it?
Harry Potter and the battle scene.
That's funny because I would call it Harry Potter and the Battle of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
That to me is the only book that makes sense, although I really like the name Harry Potter and the Battle of the Contrived Plot Holes.
Okay, yeah, sure. Is that the name they came up with?
That's the name they liked.
Okay, that's a good one.
In terms of funny names, that's the best. But
it legitimately was one big battle scene, which I loved.
Yeah. It's they rob a bank and then they go to Hogwarts. Which is kind of weird because Hogwarts wasn't in the movie the entire time.
Yeah.
Alright, we are supposed to be talking about Die Hard.
Yes.
So,
Alan Rickman, ladies and gentlemen.
I say all of this because the person who plays Snape
is the same person that plays Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber, yeah.
I love that so much.
So I'm going to be referring to him as Snape, and I have a joke that I planned out the second I saw a scene.
Oh boy,
and we're going to talk about.
I'll refer to him as Hans Gruber to confuse all of you, and just to be accurate.
I'm going to call him Snape.
Sure. Okay.
So Snape is the perfect casting for this man.
Oh, he is.
So
yes. He's cold. He's calculated, and he's cunning.
He looks like he doesn't look like what his voice would I think sound like. That is exactly. I've listened to this man be Snape for so long that hearing him in his own person,
Harry Potter.
Is
what if John McClane was secretly Harry Potter?
Oh my god! No, hearing Hans Gruber talk is very disorienting. There's a point in this movie where he puts on a fake American accent, and that sounds more appropriate for his character.
Yeah.
Than his actual voice.
What do you say to that, Mr. Cowboy?
Oh, the movie wastes absolutely no time
getting to the action.
Getting right to the... Like, they know why you're watching this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They spend no time just cutting right to it. And I really appreciate that, because a lot of times movies will, like, come up with fake reasons to, like, not show you what you want to see.
Oh, also, the whole taking your shoes and socks off and curling your toes into a ball, like, calming down technique, it kind of works.
Does it really?
Kind of.
They mentioned that at the beginning of the movie. That's a good allusion to the fact that he will have no socks or shoes on.
Oh yeah, right. Why don't you put your socks and shoes on? Like,
well, I mean, heard gunshots. His cop instincts.
Well, yes, but like, really, you don't think that you're gonna need shoes? Like, the first thing I would do is get my gun ready and get my shoes on.
I don't know,
but whatever. That is a clever way to allude to the fact that John McClane, for the entirety of Die Hard, does not have shoes. He is barefoot the whole time.
Yep, and it's a rough life. We will get into that.
Oh, it's a very rough life for John McClane coming up here.
So, he tries to call Argyle's like, hey, listen, we're in trouble. And Argyle's just, like, jamming out on his thing. He doesn't hear him. Argyle, my man, I like you. You're pissing me off.
I love Argyle. So much.
And then our protagonist... I wrote, our protagonist is a man-child.
He kind of is. John McClane is kind of a man-child.
He's a man-child. Why did I write that?
Well, because just this whole relationship, like, things...
No, there was something where he's, like, whining or screaming about something.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Alright, well, we'll just let that sit then.
Yeah, okay.
Action. It just jumped right into action.
Wait, was that when he's up trying to, like, call the police and Hans Gruber's brother goes and tries to kill him, and that's where that fight scene happens? That's
the next scene after this.
Well, why'd you write action? Or is that to signify the start of where the action is?
I think that's where Takagi starts getting murdered.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they take the CEO of the corporation and they put him in a room and they're like, hey, we're going to need the code to that safe. And, of course, him being, like, the stone-cold businessman he is, like, the only way you're going to get that code... Actually, there's no way you're going to get that code. You're going to have to kill me. So...
They do.
Hans Gruber's like, fine, and shoots him in the face. In, like, the most, like, brains blown out the back of someone's head style way.
Squibs are great in the 80s, let me tell you.
Oh, it was great. And then, obviously, the gunfight happens, and John McClane then runs up to, like, one of the floors that are... This building's still kind of under construction, or at least the upper floors are. So he goes up there and tries to call, like, the police, but...
They don't believe him.
Oh, no, they don't. One of the greatest lines. I don't know if it's in that scene, but John McClane's trying to call the police, and the lady on the other end, line goes, sir, this is an emergency number. And John McClane goes, no, you think I'm ordering a pizza? And that's such a great line. It's such a great line. And you're going to have to do so much editing or make this explicit. Because there's no way I can't do this, like, PG. There's no way.
I got 2 weeks to edit this, so...
You're going to need 2 weeks to edit this there, guy. But, okay. Just letting you all know, if this is PG, I'm going to be a little sad, but also very, very proud of Grant for doing the editing. But, if it's explicit...
Actually, we can check it right now.
Okay, yes. Because... I don't know if there's any way I can do this not explicit.
I'll say one thing and then I'm going to check.
Do it.
There's the line, he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
Oh, yes! So Hans Gruber walks back into the room and they ask where the guy is and he's like, yeah, he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
There's my notes. Next is where he kills the first guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't get it the first time I watched this movie, but the first guy John McClane kills it's not Hans Gruber's brother. You know the guy with the
this
big...
is brother. They bring that up multiple times in the film.
Okay. Yeah, I never caught that the first time around. But, also, what's that guy's name?
They all kind of... How did John McClane figure out their names?
I don't know.
Because he does, eventually.
Hang on. I gotta think of, like... Because I know the gun the guy has throughout the entire series is an AUG. It's called Nog. It's an Austrian assault rifle. They still use it today.
Yeah.
But, like, that's how you... And he's, like, big, beefy, and blonde, man. Like, that's how you differentiate him as one of, like, the lead bad guys. John McClane then gets into a fight with that guy's brother, where they fight, and then John McClane eventually like throws him through a door. Which really, how crappy does that door hinge have to be made?
Honestly,
in order to be like. I mean, I get he's like a big guy and it's two people, but like it's a pretty solid wooden door, like with metal hinges. Like you have to throw something through a door with some amount of force to get that thing to break.
Yeah, they can have like battering rams.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it could happen.
It could happen.
A stretch.
A little.
I feel like there'd be more damage to the hinges.
Yes, the hinge. Maybe the door would like be ajarred a little bit, but it wouldn't like take it completely off. And that thing flies too.
It does.
Like that thing goes down like half a flight of stairs. And eventually John McClane lands at the bottom of the stairs okay, but the other dude breaks his neck.
Yeah.
So he's dead in the first kill of the movie. And honestly, I mean, that was a pretty lame kill, but it was pretty good, like for what it is. Then what ends up happening is you have written down here mall cop but good, and I love that.
Okay. We're going to finish this thing, and then I have a rant. I've got a big rant.
All right, do it.
No, we're going to finish this thing first.
Oh.
So he puts up the dead body, and he puts it in an elevator and sends it down to taunt them. It's like, hey, there's somebody in the building.
No, because he dresses him up in a Santa hat and this big-ass sweater. It's just written, now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. And I laughed so hard at that the first time I watched it. And obviously the guy's distraught because that was his brother. And then, like, Hans Gruber knows, he's like, well, shoot, we've got company.
So, Paul Blart Mall Cop.
This is all you, man.
This movie has Paul Blart Mall Cop blatantly has ripped off this movie for its content and did it in a worse way. So, Paul Blart is a security guard in a mall. John McClane is a cop in a big company building. There's a hostage situation with someone who wants a butt ton of money in both movies.
Oh, yeah.
There is a police force outside that is like trying to contain the situation, and then
completely incompetent, if I might add.
Well, not incompetent, but they're not doing that great a job. And then they both get overshadowed by the SWAT team that comes in. People die in great ways.
Wait, do people die in Paul Blart?
I'm inclined to say yes, but I could be wrong.
I was going to say, that's a kid's movie. I don't think people would die in Paul Blart. Maybe injured, but not dead.
They both have the cops sneaking around the facility, picking off people one by one, and at the very end, spoiler for the end of both movies, although why would we watch Mall Cop?
Good point.
The police officer that is shown to be either security guard or police officer that is shown to be incompetent, or incompetent in one case and just kind of freaked out and nervous in the other case. They both shoot someone
and do something great.
They both shoot like the last remaining guy.
Yeah.
Paul Blart blatantly ripped this movie off in a worse way.
Oh yeah.
They're both Christmas movies too.
What? Paul Blart Mall Cop is a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I think it takes place on like Black Friday or something.
Well, that's not a Christmas movie.
It's close enough.
No, it's not.
One was takes place on New Year's Eve. One takes place on Black Friday. I'm calling it. I think that they blatantly ripped that off too.
Okay,
because listen, if they were both Christmas Eve, that's like one thing. The fact that they were like, hey, we need to change this in particular to make it not seem so close to the original.
Yeah,
that offends me.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that before, but it makes sense.
Because the entire time, I watched Paul Blart Mall Cop as a kid, and I never watched Die Hard.
I never watched Paul Blart Mall Cop.
I don't know, Paul Blart. I watched Paul Blart Mall Cop before Die Hard. And the entire time I'm watching Die Hard, I'm like, they did this in Paul Blart Mall Cop, but they're doing it way better in Die Hard than they did in Paul Blart Mall Cop, and it offends me.
Because it's Die Hard, and Die Hard's great.
Okay, I'm done.
Alright, good. So, back to this.
Anyway, I don't remember the specifics of the killings. I didn't write that down because I was enjoying the movie.
I know some of the specifics. So
some of the next plot points.
Okay, so the cops still haven't shown up yet after his call, but this one...
Can you restart that sentence?
Okay, so...
I broke my mouse.
It's broken?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, the back part just came off. Okay, so...
Wait.
The cops still haven't shown up because of the...
So.
The cops still haven't shown up because of the call, but they're still looking into it. So they send one of their like cops out, and it's I can't remember his name right now, but he's like the stereotypical like fat cop. He's out getting donuts. Like I could not make this stuff up. His name, Sergeant Al Powell. Yeah. So he goes from like getting junk food, gets in his car, and heads to Nakatomi Plaza or Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah.
And he's checking out the place, and there's like nothing wrong on the outside, right? So what? And John McClane's looking at this, and he's freaking out because he knows something's wrong, and they're doing a really good job of covering it up. So what he does is, I think he killed someone before that, and he had the dead body like just up there with him. So what he does is he picks up because the cop car is pretty close to like where the window is, like arc of trajectory wise. So he throws the body out of the window, and it comes down and like smashes on the car like windshield and like car roof and everything. So he's freaking out, and he immediately peels out like Fast and Furious style, going backwards. And one of the terrorists from the window sees him and is just lighting up the car. And Powell's just like backing it up, and he's like in the headset, he's like, terrorist at the plaza, terrorist at the plaza. And he runs his car off of like the embankment, and it smashes and it totals the car. So, and that gets the cops like interested enough to go there then, since there was shooting at an officer and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So there's a point in here where the SWAT team comes in and is like, "You're not in charge. I'm in charge." And then that happens to Mall Cop. It might be I think it's the SWAT team. It might be. I don't know.
I think it's the FBI.
I don't remember.
But because I know the two guys in the helicopter later on are FBI. Mm-hmm. But so yes, inevitably the actual police chief comes in, and he's like, it's my situation now. And so basically Sergeant Al Powell is designated like in the movie role as the guy John McClane talks to over the radio for the rest of the movie. That's basically what he is after that.
Did you think the dude who is the news anchor, the dude who's like reporting, the dude who's sitting at the front desk of the place for the terrorists, and the head cop of the LAPD, they all look the same to me? No,
they're not all the same.
They look the same.
Well, because
I got them confused. There was a point I'm like, why is
stereotypical white guy number 1, 2, 3, and 4?
No, like even more than that, if they all got long, dirty blonde hair.
Well, a lot of people in this movie have blonde hair. No, because those guys are Eastern European,
right? But
or European in general.
What I'm saying is there were points in this movie where I'm like, why does that news reporter have a gun? Why is that news anchor also commanding a raid? The biggest thing is I thought they were all the news reporter, so I'm like, why does the news reporter have a gun sitting in like
that wouldn't make any sense.
No, I know, that's why I'm thinking about it. And it's like, why is that news reporter so belligerent? Or why is that news reporter so like up in the walkie-talkie business? No, it's the different person. I got them confused in my head. I was also trying to take notes during half of this, so I might have also gotten them confused that way.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so there is a change of command. Is this the scene I'm thinking of?
A lot happens. Some criminals die. The specifics don't really matter.
Not really. It's basically just action from here on out.
Yeah. There's a point where Alan Rickman gets sick of it. Wait a minute.
Sick of what? No.
I'm trying to figure out
the next thing on his note. Wow, yeah, you skipped a lot. Okay.
I was watching the movie. There's one more thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
Remember the dude with the beard that I don't like?
Yeah.
He walks into Alan Rickman's office so suave, like, hey, I'm going to cut a deal for you. And he walks in, he like puts his feet on the chair, he gets like a Coke that he never drinks. He like puts his feet up and is like, sup, Johnny, my boy. Let me tell you something, they're going to kill us, man. They're going to kill me if I don't work this out. You gotta come, just knock it off. And John's like, you idiot, what are you doing? They're going to kill you anyway. And he's like, John, my boy, my homeboy, you know me. And he's like, I met you tonight. Well, we go back years and years. Come on. I met you tonight.
He's the stereotypical 80s, like, businessman. Like, watch Rick and Morty when Morty becomes a stockbroker, and that's basically who he is.
He's like, listen, John, you don't do it right now. They're gonna kill me. And he's like, bro. And Alan Rickman just looks at him, smiles, holds up a gun, and shoots him.
Yep. They're just gonna kill you anyway. He's a freaking idiot, but he thinks
it's the best scene. I love it.
It's so great.
I was so happy.
Okay. So, yes, that guy dies, especially since he was being a jerk to Holly anyways. So,
true.
He was gonna die anyways. The next note you have here is cut glass and shoes. So here's where the no shoes part comes in.
Well, Alan Rickman comes up and...
Well, Alan Rickman and like a few other guys.
No, he on his own finds...
Oh, that! Yes.
First.
Okay, so Alan Rickman basically goes undercover, like a re-undercover. So he pretends to be one of the hostages at the party just to like try to get in like with John McClane so he can kill him. But what ends up happening is John McClane gives him an unloaded gun. Mm-hmm. I love that so much because of course John is the foresight to be like, yeah, this guy's probably who I was talking to, and he puts on like this really bad American. Actually, it's decent. The American accent.
I think his American accent fits his voice more than the Snape voice does.
It's pretty good. So he picked, like, there's an office registry right next to him, and John's like, what's your name? And he looks over at the registry, just picks a name at random. Mm-hmm. But John McClane gives him an unloaded gun, and Alan Rickman points it at him like he's gonna cap him. And you can hear the click, mm-hmm. like the trigger being pulled. And John McClane turns around and he's like, you son of a bitch. He's like, I knew it. And then everyone else then comes in.
Yeah.
John McClane gets cornered in this there's cubicles, but there's a corner office that's got glass in it. Mm-hmm. So what ends up happening, and the line of shoot the glass comes up. And I have to do it in that voice because I have to. Mm-hmm. I don't care how bad it is, it works. So they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So they shoot out the glass. And what happens then is to try and flush John McClane out, they throw a flashbang. So John is forced to walk across broken glass with his bare feet, which inevitably cuts up his feet to like nowhere.
Yeah, his feet are like, what are his feet anymore? They're nothing.
They're nothing. Yeah, they're literally just like two stumps after that. So basically, he then retreats to the bathroom. And it's a scene of him picking glass out of his feet while talking to Powell over the radio. Mm-hmm. And it's the plot point of Powell shooting a kid. Like, the kid was
on accident.
On accident,
like, he thought it was a dangerous threat.
He was running away. The kid was running away or something. Yeah. And Powell shot him. And he's like,
he was holding like a big thing that he thought it was like a weapon.
Yeah. So Powell was like, I will never draw my weapon again. And I'm like, okay, he's going to draw his weapon again. But, so that comes up. A few other action scenes happen, like in between there and there, where they they try to get the hostages out. Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening is the FBI like go and try to kill John McClane thinking he's one of the bank robbers, because they make it clear to everybody like after the fact that they're like, yeah, we're not terrorists, we're bank robbers, because in the tower there's a safe filled with a bunch of bearer bonds, which is basically just like untraceable money. Yeah, basically money that hasn't been printed as currency. Yeah. So there's all those, and they're planning to steal it. So what happens, the FBI kills the power, which is exactly what they want. And the safe cracker that we were talking about earlier is trying to like pick the 6 locks on the safe. Mm-hmm. But with the power turned off, it just opens. So they look like they're going to succeed. And this is toward the end of the movie. And John McClane is down to maybe like a few guys at this point. Mm-hmm. And they have his wife, because Alan Rickman is in Ellis's office, or in Holly's office, and there's an overturned picture of her and John, like when they were together, and he flips it over, and he's like, okay, all right. So he takes Holly hostage with another one of the bank robbers.
That's why it's so important that he meets up with John, because now, that guy's the guy I saw.
Yeah.
That's his wife. I've seen her,
Yeah. And all the hostages make it out safe.
Except for homeboy who got himself shot.
Yeah, that guy.
And Takagi. Takagi didn't die.
Takagi didn't need that.
Can we get an F in the chat for Takagi?
That's the...
He's writing an F on my notes.
I wrote an F on the notes. So, also, the FBI is shooting at John McClane. And
from a helicopter.
From a helicopter. I'm jumping around a lot because there's so many things.
I can't remember the order of which things
Neither
happen.
can I.
I don't think it matters.
Neither can I. And that's usually a running trend.
There is one thing though.
What?
There's two guys who die in I think particularly noteworthy ways. One dude is shooting at a table. And he's standing
yes!
and he's
I do remember that.
John, you should have shot me when you had
no,
and then he shoots to the table. Yeah, I'll take that.
No. He goes, instead of wisecracks, you should have shot me when you had the chance. And then John McClane just shoots him through the table. And he's like, yep, I know. And that, okay, there's that one. That one's really good. I was going to talk about that one, but I forgot.
And then the guy got hung.
Oh, no, he didn't die.
We're gonna get to that.
Well, we'll get to that, but he didn't die.
There was a dude who John McClane, instead of
he's got the arm.
Instead of breaking their neck or shooting them, he just hangs him with a chain.
Yeah,
which is probably not the most efficient way to kill someone.
Not really, but also it just leaves and he's still kind of writhing there.
Yeah, and we come back to him later and you see him kind of move a little bit.
Yeah, so he's not actually dead by that. He's a little out of it by that, but he's not dead. So what ends up happening then, the helicopter and the entire top 5 floors of the building just explode.
There was bombs planted to the roof.
Yeah. So the FBI guys die, and John McClane, in some quick thinking, ties a fire hose around his waist and there's jumps off the side of the building, and he tries to kick through the glass, but he can't. And also, he leaves bloody footprints on the glass.
Why didn't he walk down the stairs?
No, because the roof was going to explode.
But all the hostages got out okay.
Yeah, but the roof was going to explode.
But the hostages got out okay.
Okay, and?
Why didn't you just walk down the stairs?
Well, because the bombs were on 5 floors. They're going down 5 flights of stairs. Takes time.
He could have just.
But whatever. So he jumps off the roof, of course, as the explosion goes on behind him, cool guy style, and he tries kicking through this window, and it is not budging. And the fire hose mechanism thing is about to break, and so he gets through the window, just as the thing breaks.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening then is the fire hose spindle or whatever, the thing holding it, falls down, and that's obviously heavier than John McClane, so he's getting dragged out of the window by the thing that saved him before. So he is cutting through.
He's trying to untie the knot.
Yeah, and he does it, of course, just as it goes over, action movie style. But that Grant was talking to me earlier, and he said he held his breath at that scene.
Oh yeah, no, that's my heart beating, man.
And that's why I love this movie. Yeah, these action tropes seem cliche, and they kind of are.
They're cliche because Die Hard did them, and they did them so well.
But they did them so well. Yes, that's okay. So that's what that part was. So
then they have the final showdown.
Yes. So what ends up happening is John McClane is out of ammo in his MP5. He has no more ammo left. He's got a few rounds left in his sidearm though. So what he does to fool them is he grabs duct tape and duct tapes the pistol to his back, or like his neck and back type thing, and then he goes in there with Holly and Hans Gruber and the other guy, which he's probably named, but I don't remember his name. And that's
the guy who's sitting out front. It looks like every other tall, blonde, dirty blonde man.
So what ends up happening is John McClane says something cool, obviously, and then he rips the pistol off, shoots both the unnamed baddie and Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
Just as a wounding shot. But as Hans Gruber's falling out of the window, he grabs onto Holly. So Holly's also hanging out of the window.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is that Rolex that I think Ellis got her, or someone got...
The dude who got shot.
Yeah. Gave it to her as like a Christmas present or something. And the watch comes off. And then there's a shot of Hans Gruber like falling. Mm-hmm. And actually, that was totally not planned. Like, they told Alan Rickman that they were going to drop him on 3, and they dropped him on 2. So that face he makes is completely real.
That's fun.
So he drops, and he hits the ground, and Hans Gruber's dead. And I love how one of the cops afterwards goes, Jesus Christ, I hope that wasn't one of the hostages. And I love that line. So, main baddie's killed. Things seem to be over.
Quick note.
Yep.
You've seen Harry Potter 6. Remember when I said earlier I was going to spoil Harry Potter 6? Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah, he does.
Dumbledore falls from the roof.
Yeah.
The same way Hans Gruber did. Do you think that they dropped him on 2, too?
Maybe.
That'd be fun.
Maybe. Like, but I know that for a fact in this movie. Like, they dropped Alan Rickman on 2 instead of 3, so that face was entirely real.
Right. All right, go on.
So, John McClane and Holly both walk out, and they see Sergeant Powell, and everyone's happy. And then the guy that got hung, or was hanged before, comes back. He's like, ah! And he's about to shoot John McClane, and then you just see his chest, like, explode. Mm-hmm. And then the camera pans back to Sergeant Powell, who shot him. And of course that's how it ends, with him using his gun again and getting over that fear. Like, the best way.
Yeah.
And also the news reporter, again, is being a dick.
He gets punched in the face.
He gets punched. Wait, does Holly punch him in the face? Yeah. Holly goes and decks him. And, like, after that, then, Argyle, like, through all this, is just chilling out in there. And he notices that there's another car that's the van that the hacker's in. Mm-hmm. And he turns on the radio, so he knows what's going on. And he goes up to the van, and he has the guy roll down the window. And he totally punches out, like, the black hacker. And it's so great, because, of course, Argyle does something. Like, Argyle,
he has to.
He has to. He can't just sit down there the whole time. But what ends up happening is then everyone kind of rides off into the sunset, and it's great. Mm-hmm. So that's the ending of Die Hard. And also, I love that this movie ends with Christmas music.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. That's a movie. I love this movie.
I love this movie, too. Like, this movie is so great.
What are your final thoughts?
Everyone should go out and watch Die Hard this Christmas. Get with someone you know, your friends, your family, maybe a significant other, and watch this movie. Because I guarantee you, it's a great movie.
It's the best Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
I love this movie.
I love this movie,
I've never seen this movie in my life.
I watched this movie at a very, very young age.
What's your ranking for Die Hard?
10.
Me too.
Like, very, very easily
hard 10. Hard 10.
That's a hard 10.
Yep.
Above Kingsman: The Secret Service.
I would agree. Yes. Our lists are still the same.
Our lists are still the same.
We both rank these on the top of our lists.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I thought it was going to change because of Happy Gilmore. I thought I was going to rank that a little higher, but then I saw everything else that was just definitely better than that.
Yeah. So, what movie have you picked us out for next week?
Well, I have chosen a treat for all of us. And this is a movie that we can, like, it's not deep at all. It's like
called Shaun of the Dead.
It's called Hardcore Henry. A movie shot entirely in first person.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I hate first-person movies.
Yes.
I tried to watch the Blair Witch Project.
Okay, it's not... Well, it might be as bad as that, but it's not that bad.
All right.
Like, you'll get used to it. But it's a great movie. I actually saw it in theaters. Like, it came out in theaters for, like, a very, very short time. But Hardcore Henry is a great movie, too.
So I'm going to pick out the movie after that, because we have to record a couple more for the winter break.
Okay, fair.
What
movie are you choosing?
So I want to do Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Okay.
He had the face of a disappointed father.
I did, because I am.
Now you got lucky though, because it's not on Netflix.
I mean, I would have watched it anyways, but
no, I'm sure, but like,
yeah,
there's nothing.
Okay, So...
Do you want to watch another Adam Sandler movie?
No.
Because I had fun recording the Adam Sandler movie.
No, I do not want to watch another Adam Sandler movie. I did that one only because I knew it was, like, the best Adam Sandler movie.
That's Peter Rabbit. No.
You really... Okay. I feel like we could have like a good movie.
Alright, let's see here. I've got my Netflix. If you have a movie you guys want us to watch, by the way, leave it in the comments.
Yes, please.
Or tweet it to me at Grant.r.potter.
Yeah, we will definitely take it into consideration.
Yeah, I'm running out of things I want to watch. Because, like, all the movies I really watch is, like, Harry Potter and Marvel movies. Essentially, that's it.
Yeah. No,
And,
I'm showing you all of the, like, good movies.
We can't really watch Marvel because there's, like... We have to, like... That's going to be like a years-long effort.
That'd be a marathon, bro.
That'd be like 20 weeks.
That'd be a marathon.
We might not
You could watch Spider-Man 3.
I want to watch the first two first.
Okay, well then, you still have to choose a movie. Give it some thought, and we can come back.
No, I'm just going to decide right now. I don't know. We could feasibly do all the Harry Potters.
Jeopardy.
But I don't think we could feasibly do all the Avengers right now.
No, definitely.
Because I thought, hey,
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is too big.
Yeah,
like it's too big to do on like a movie marathon.
What if we just did like one a month?
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
There's an idea. Okay, so I think I have one I want to do.
Okay, which one?
So I'm deciding between Coco.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And Shrek.
Both of those are good. Both of those are good. Oh my goodness.
Let's see what else is here. We're just looking at Netflix right now. I don't know.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna watch Coco.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, Coco's cute.
Coco is like... I watched that on a flight to Austria. That was a good time.
Yep. So our next two movies are Hardcore Henry and Coco.
Ooh, both good movies.
They're both so cute.
Yes, they are.
Wait. No, Coco's really cute. I don't know about Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry's fun.
Never seen Hardcore Henry.
It's fun.
All right.
And it's bloody.
With that, do you have anything else to add?
Not really. I mean, I suggest you all go out and watch the movies we watch because they're all really, really good.
This is going to be a much shorter episode than it usually is.
Maybe.
No, actually it is because this usually our episode's like an hour. We're only recording for like 40 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, fair point, but we did it in 3 parts because we done goofed the audio.
Well, yeah, but all of them summed together is about 40 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, okay, but there's nothing wrong with a little shorter episode.
No, yeah. This is probably going to go up on Christmas weekend.
Yeah, okay. So, fair.
All right. Well, now I'll pull up the show notes and we will start plugging away. All right. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to leave any constructive criticism in the comments or tweet them to me at Grant.r.potter. You can follow me at Instagram at instagram.com/Grant.r.potter. And you can follow me on YouTube at Grant Does Things. Not the clean-shaven kid who uploads electronic music things.
Not yet.
I am the one with the blurry background picture with the clean wait.
Oh, wait. You said I was that kid?
I'm the one with actual good content.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, wow.
I listen.
The roasts.
I'm just mad at this kid for because the first couple weeks of YouTube, whenever you search Grant Does Things, he would show up.
Okay, well.
But now I show up.
Now you show up. You have won. There's no sense in fighting anybody.
Nathan, do you have any social media you want to plug?
Not right now.
All right. All right. So if you guys liked the show and want to see more of it, you can find more episodes at Grant.r.potter.com. You can catch us at SoundCloud, Pinecast, Google Play, iTunes, Castbox, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your own podcasts. If you want to support the podcast, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/we're-not-film-majors. No apostrophe for any of this because apostrophes suck. Or we have a tip jar at it'll be linked in the description because it's kind of a weird one. And then if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I've mentioned that already. If you want to sponsor an episode, if you have all business inquiries, send them to Grant.r.potter@gmail.com. Do keep in mind, we will only sponsor you if we personally believe in your product. So if you're just trying to advertise like a phone game, unless I like it, no deal. Speaking of which, Audible and Squarespace, I know you're listening. Hit me up. I want to switch my website to a Squarespace. Alright, with that, I think that concludes our show for this week. So, This has been Grant.
And this has been Nathan.
I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.
And Merry Christmas to one and all, and Happy Holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Well, that's why I said Happy.
Was it Merry Kwanzaa?
What? Happy Holidays to all.
Let's be PC. Happy Holidays.
Yes.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.